Hi, it's a frosty morning, beginning of February, and my hand's shaking a bit because I've just been digging out some old panelling that's been holding up what would have been, I think, an old compost bed, but for me it was on the wrong side of my plot, so I've been digging it out, and they're the corrugated panels, and this is where it's come out from. I don't know if you can see, but there's a pipe there, like a 6-inch metal pipe that seems to be running all the way through the plot. Might be going into those houses over there, so I could have somebody's mains water or sewage or something running through here, so try not to disturb it. I thought at first it might be an unexploded bomb. Well, you never know. There was a lot of bombs dropped around Birkenhead during the war with them after the docks, and you know, they even ditched them around here sometimes when they were trying to fly home and lose some weight, or they just missed. Anyway, I don't think it is a bomb, it's a pipe, but there's a different kind of bomb growing in here. It's like a bindweed bomb, and it's just a ton of it, as you can see. It's absolutely crazy. It looks like the wiring loom at Microsoft headquarters. It's just massive, and I think it's grown into this heap as well. All this stuff is from last year's growth by the looks of it. So I'm going to just try and pull some of it out, but I know with bindweed, the more you pull it out, the more it grows, so I'll try and get rid of a lot of these roots, and then whatever comes up after that, I'll just try and keep digging it out. Or if it's like in a, you know, not going to damage anything else, I might see if I can put a bit of weed killer on it. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. There's also a few massive rhubarb crowns here, which like needs moving and splitting up, because I want to make this a place where I can get rid of this little old wonky shed and get a bigger one, and then have a space where I can bring my manure into the plot, because that's the rest of the plot we're looking at there with the greenhouse and beyond, and this is the main sort of way in to the plot from the road. So I'm just waiting for a delivery of manure now, although I think it's going to be some like super manure that comes in bags as opposed to a big trailer load where they just dump it. So we'll see what that looks like in a minute. We've had some bad weather last week, lots of snow and frost, and as you can see there's like ice in these tubs which I transferred my fruit brushes over in. The trouble with these is they're holding water, so I've just had to tip them out this morning so that the roots don't get completely sodden in water. And so when I get me poo, it's going to be one of the first jobs to get these transplanted and put some manure in around the base to give them a good start for next year. So we're making progress. At least all this digging's warmed me up, but it's about 2 degrees. Right, I'll go and see if this manure man's arrived. More later. This rhubarb crown is absolutely huge. It's got to be. Oh, there's a spade end there, so you see it's good. 2 foot, 2'6" across. By probably, you know, a foot or 18 inches deep. Just busy breaking it up. You know, so far all this has come out of that one crown, so I'm hoping that if I plant these up, then I might get a few more new plants growing, and I could probably give some of them to the family and friends, take them into work maybe. People do like rhubarb. Makes awesome jam, especially if you put it with gooseberries. It's not bad in crumble, or on your porridge. So I'm looking forward to getting these going. I've made a bit of a space for them, which is over here. I'll show you now. Just on the way you can see the mountains of bindweed that's coming out of that patch. Absolute nightmare. So luckily the previous plot holder has covered up some of the ground with this heavy duty plastic, and it's done a good job of keeping the weeds out. Although as you can see there's bindweed which is infiltrating underneath, so I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled on that and see if I can't make sure that it stays away. I've also had my manure delivered and got 15 bags of premium horse poo, and this is good stuff. It's matured and doesn't look like there's wood chip in there. It looks like there might be a bit of straw, which is fine. And that's £2 a bag, so that's 30 quid's worth really. I'm hoping it'll be money well spent. And I'm going to put a little bit of that underneath each of the rhubarb crowns, like magic dust. I hope it will give it something to work on. A little bit of manure magic. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. As you can see, I changed my mind about the weed-proof membrane when I dug the first hole for the first plant. I found that there was lots of mare's tail and bits of bindweed in it, and I just thought, you know, for a bit of extra effort now, I'll save myself a lot of effort down the line trying to get rid of all this stuff, because once the leaves come out, I found before that these nasty weeds just grow up underneath and they're kind of hard to get to, so it's worth the extra effort to put some of this membrane down. If you're going to use it, be sure to get the UV protected stuff, because if it isn't UV safe, then it will disappear after a summer. The sun will just destroy it. And I've just cut a hole about a foot by a foot to take each crown. As you can see, some of them still quite chunky, and I need a big enough hole to fit them in, so I'll crack on with this and see if I can get it finished before tea time. Yeah, and we're all done now. I think it's going to be worth it putting that weed-proof membrane down, because there's quite a lot of nasty roots in there, and I don't want to be spending my whole time weeding. I want to spend some time eating rhubarb crumble and making rhubarb jam. Let's hope they grow. I'll take a picture later in the season, we'll see how they are, because they're looking pretty good now. I've even got a few left over, so we can pass on the goodwill to somebody else and put these in some kind of a little holding space now, probably over there. I'll got a bit of a trench going there, so, and some soil, so I've got a few more bits and pieces here as well, little bits that came off, so we'll just have to heal these in for now and then find a home for them later. It's been a good day's work. I've got me poo, I've taken me crappy bit of corrugated metal out of the hole. I found an unexploded bomb that turns out just to be a pipe. Don't know what that is, mystery pipe. And I've got the rhubarb in its plot. Still a bit of tidying up to do, but that's a pretty good job for one day. See you in the next one.